have to read you the comments tonight. You didn't bring the readers. Pain in the ass.
Why do you think I had to write the names of fantasy? Because
Oh,
I
you
can't
didn't.
read.
Oh, boy.
I can't read who they are.
All the usual suspects are on, too. Jacobite, yeah, they're all on.
Hi,
Todd's
guys.
on. Oh, yeah, all these guys are on. All right, we got one of. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to roll the intro. Let's get this thing going. Let's do it. Hey, Jim Washington just joined. Where's your tablet? It's so long.
It's stone dead.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're officially at episode 36. So we didn't count last week's because it was kind of an impromptu show. With the new year and all. So thanks for tuning in. I see Gary's already giving me a hard time with my Savachi pick. And Gary, just sit tight because I get some stuff for you later on tonight. I don't want to spoil it just yet. So we get some good stuff.
Yeah, but you know what's cool though you owned it. It was a mistake. You fat fingered it and you owned it. You're like,
I did. I totally fat fingered.
I picked Joe.
I totally did. Well, because I told you on the iPhone, you yelled at me. You're like, you're not in the group. I'm like, what do you mean? So I went back and I joined the group, and then I was looking at the picks. And honestly, that pick was supposed to be my Barsha pick.
Yep.
And because it has to be in the middle. And as I rolled it by, it was just a little too, and I just hit submit. And I never went back and looked.
You know, if that hadn't happened, you would have had quite a few more points. Even though he was in fourth, you still would have had some points. And you would have been well ahead of that Choncharulo guy that's in last place.
Yeah, it happens. I can't. But yeah, the new guy, right?
He's a new guy.
Rookie.
He's a rookie. Choncharulo's a rookie.
Yeah. So, all right, hey, Art's on. Art, your hand's on. All right, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Art?
I think he's painting. He says he's got some fumes going on. He must be spraying helmets. Speaking of which, I got to get my helmet over to him.
He says old school fumes going on.
Old school. Oh boy.
That means he's probably working on my lid.
Oh yeah, you have to get mine to him. I just got mine. Actually, I had exchanged mine. I take that back. So BTO screwed up and they sent me an extra small.
Oh.
So I just mailed it out yesterday. So the new one will be probably in like a week or two.
That's cool.
So
That's
I'll
cool.
have to get over to our good buddy and let him do his thing. I'm not
nice.
Just say do your thing. I just surprised me.
That's what he's doing for me. He asked me what I wanted, and I said something from your creative mind.
Perfect. That's I'm going to do the same thing.
I think he told me that could be dangerous.
I like it. I can't wait to see what he does.
It's going to be good.
I wonder if it's good. I think it's going to say the last lap on it.
He said,
it might.
Well, you never know. But he said, "What are you doing for riding?" And I was like, Kawasaki, baby. I'm going to ride the Kawasaki more than anything this year, I think.
You want to match the green bike.
So anyway.
Yep.
So, talking about fantasy, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's signed on and played. I mean, we did something unbelievable. We got 136 people to join in the group.
Third largest?
It's probably in the top 5 or 6 in their largest groups.
Nice.
But 136 players in 3.5 days to sign up for fantasy.
And your push was 100. I remember you were texting me.
My goal was 100. I was like, we're getting 100. We're getting 100. And it's up to 136 now. And, of course, I'm in like 104th place.
That's crazy.
Which 104th isn't bad. That's DeCoster. He's the man, 104.
Darren Corson just joined. What's up, Darren? Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yes, all the way from the West Coast.
He's on the West Coast, on our West Coast viewers.
Yep.
That's right.
I saw Jim McElvain
from
New Jersey.
When he posts all those pictures. These guys are all still riding, and here we are, getting our snowblower.
Well, he's up in Oregon. So
that's right. He's north.
Yeah, but he's still riding. He's been doing a couple things. He raced a couple weeks ago and posted some pictures. He did pretty good too. So congrats on that. You were in the top 5. I know that.
Yep.
I was just saying Jim McElvain. He
just posted. Tuned in.
What's
Jersey.
up, Jim?
He's on right now. Yeah, J-Mac. What's up? Jim?
There's some cool pictures that are popping up from some of the New Jersey pages that they're looking to see who the people are. So if you guys are following on any of the groups and you see the pictures from New Jersey Motocross and you know who the people are,
let us know.
Respond, because they're trying to put all the names to numbers in the archives and a lot of early 80s stuff, which is super cool.
Tommy McGovern just tuned in. Another old friend of mine that used to race NEMX way back in the day. Mr. McGovern, what's up, buddy? Tommy, good to see you.
So let's talk fantasy for a few minutes.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Okay, I already own my mistake.
RMFantasySX.com, the old men that used to race group. We're in it. Let's just talk a little bit about the results from last week. I don't know who Freefall Moto is.
Speaking of which, people that are in that, do us a favor, put your name in so we can actually know who's who. Because the username's one thing, but we can't see. There's a spot to put your actual name in. Put your actual name in, because then we can actually give notoriety every week.
Most everybody has. But Free Fall Moto, he had a pretty good week. He had 77 points, and he's leading our group. Now, I looked at his picks, and I don't think he got anybody in the right positions, but he had a good chunk of it. So, I mean, the max points that you could score this week was something like 133, and he got 77, so he's doing good. Second place, Barry Keller out of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Very nice job. I don't know, how you did it. You even said you don't know how you did it. We messaged each other afterwards, and he says, "Holy crap, I'm in second." Yeah. But he's in second with 58 points. And then it looks like we have a few people tied with 57. Tom Millen, Pete Jakiel, and Brian Barnes. All of them with 57. And then 54 points is none other than Eddie Morse. Some of you guys in the NESC might remember Eddie Morse, 85, 125 amateur champ in the fall series. We talked about him a little bit when we had Tread on a couple weeks ago.
That's right. Tread was a good time. He was
fun. Tread was fun.
Or we can't call him again.
So anyway, I mean, it's a blast. It's so much fun. I think I went back and I modified my picks like 3 times. So I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass because I should have stayed with what I had. And then of course you get to the end of the race, and after I did it, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's great. I put Barsha in. I think I put him in at 5th, but I put Barsha in. And I look at it, and I didn't have Barsha in there.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah,
it's just like, come on, man. What am I doing? Stop messing around. Yeah. But at least now we have kind of a baseline, so I know who I'm going to go with next year. And you know what? I'm just going to go right off and say, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Cooper Webb for the win.
You're going Cooper Webb? Okay. Gary Frink says I should go Marvin, number 25 for the win this week.
Oh.
So with that said,
put it out there.
This is it. So listen, we thought long and hard about this, and it's time to post our fan of the year. So for those of you that are unaware, good buddy Gary, he is just he's behind us every week in and week out. Fan of the year. None other than the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, here he is in his pajamas on the sofa, wearing that fancy helmet that he wanted, MX-23. I mean, who's better than this guy?
You know what? We should get him an award. We should give him some new stickers.
We're going to get him. Yes, most definitely.
We should get like a plaque.
More importantly, when I see this video, there's this picture of Gary right here. All I can think is Lee's got him covered. Lee's going to mop the floor with him. So,
I don't know, because that helmet, he needs to fill out fill out the Team Green application.
Just send it in.
Go see John Levesque.
But I mean, look at this picture with him. I mean, I don't know how he managed. He's got the glow of the screen, and I mean, it's great. It's good. I mean, you don't have your readers on. You can't see the picture.
Hey, John Levesque is the latest Team Green rider.
That's it.
He emailed me his acceptance letter today. So
yeah. Some people have posted they missed signing up for
yes,
they can
I
still
was just going to say, Terry Finkel, you can still sign up.
Yes.
It's only week 1. There's a lot of people that forget to do it. So if you haven't signed up, go to rmfantasysx.com and you just join their league.
Make sure you join the group.
Yeah, after you join the league, you go down, scroll to the bottom of the page. There's a tab that's Browse Groups. Click on that. The box pops up. Type in Old Men That Used to Race. Will pop up. You click on our group, join it. If it does ask you for a password, click the box. Drop-down menu will appear, and just click No, because I have it set up with no password. I think they fixed that, so it doesn't pop up anymore, because a lot of people.
I didn't get it.
A lot of people haven't got it. But the group's Old Men That Used to Race. I mean, hey, if we have 1,000 people in the group, that would be great. The only thing with group rankings is they take your group ranking as an average score. Okay. So it's important that everybody gets in and makes their picks.
Yep. Now, what are the prizes?
So the group prizes, we don't really have anything set up for group prizes.
Okay.
It's more for bragging rights.
So we need sponsors to help us out with
prizes.
So
for the group.
That's a great idea. I just
gift certificates.
Pulled it right out of my hat. So
there you go.
That's it. So listen, some of you dealerships watching, John Levesque, I'm just saying, we need something for a giveaway here. So I mean, it doesn't be something serious. It could be something funny.
It'd be something fun.
Absolutely.
It
right.
doesn't.
So
this is
creative. That's right.
This whole thing is all for fun.
It's all for fun.
I mean, most of us don't race. If we did, we'd probably need oxygen by the end. I know I would.
We've talked about this, oxygen on the sidelines. We've totally talked about this. We were good for the drag races. The
Grudge Fest.
The Grudge Fest is going to happen.
It's coming.
That is going to happen. Coming to a track near you soon.
I keep getting more and more and more requests. Like, we actually have somebody, because we were talking about putting putting some, maybe a food bank or something like that, as donating to?
I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. More importantly, John Jacobite says he hopes that Gary's wearing pants in that picture. He actually is. The way I've got the picture set with the text, he does have pants on. So.
Do not Photoshop. Whatever you do, don't Photoshop that picture.
Well, listen, don't give me any bad ideas. Lee, I know you're watching, buddy. If you could send me a photo, never mind. Forget about it. Scratch that.
All right, so with the fantasy's a blast. It's a good time. I know that their prizes, because it's free and you automatically enter for them. If you score pretty well at the end of the year, first prize is a 2020 KTM 450 SXF.
Not bad.
Now here's the kicker though. This year they added second prize is a KTM 250 SX two-stroke.
Yep.
The guys from RM Fantasy put on a show every week.
Yep.
They get more people that want to sandbag and win the two-stroke than the four-stroke.
I bet they do. Hey, Casey Bates just logged in. Casey, where are you watching from tonight? He's all over the planet.
He's probably from like Tokyo or something.
I don't know, but I wonder where he's tuned in from tonight.
Was it him that posted the other day that said something about he was in California or in L.A.? No, it might have been John Greer.
It was either him or because the two of them fly for a living, so they're all over the place.
They were in L.A. on the same night as the Supercross opener, and they couldn't get a pilot to change because it might have been
Casey.
It was Casey a special international flight or something like that you had to be special credentials to do it.
Yeah, it might have been Casey. I think I could be wrong though. So because actually Casey pinged me and he wants A2. He's going to be out in California.
Oh boy!
And he goes, pick me up. We'll go. So and I'm going to go to San Diego too. So I got 2 rounds on the West Coast and Foxborough. So
maybe we'll see how the weekends go. It might have to be a fly out for the weekend if we can.
Casey's actually home tonight, so I think he's in Virginia.
All right, so enough with the fantasy. Get your picks in, join, get in the group, have some fun with us, bragging rights, whatever. Yep. We're busting balls. We love it. We'd love for you guys to all jump on board. There's a ton of people in it right now, and it's just going to be so much fun this year.
Yep. Yeah, Casey it was him. He was in LA, so
nice.
So it was him. Yep.
So for the actual races. Okay, here we go.
I wasn't grossly surprised, to tell you the truth.
I wasn't surprised by either class. I got the gold package, so I watched pretty much all of the qualifying sessions.
Yep.
I saw Faulkner hit the dirt a couple of times in the whoops, just like last year. I loved how Ricky called him out and said, in the second practice, he started saying how his weight is too far back in the whoops, and then you look at the video, and he's over the back fender in the whoops, and his bike just kind of loops out on him every time he crashes.
Yep.
And it's like, all right. So as soon as he did that, I could tell he was struggling a little bit.
Yep.
And they come out for the first race, and Cooper just cut underneath him.
Yep.
And it was just like, okay, he hit the dirt. Here it is.
Yep.
Bring it. It's typical Austin.
Yep.
Same thing in the main. Typical Austin.
Yep.
And I know there's a gigantic debate going on whether he cut the track, whether it was safe, whether it wasn't safe, whatever.
I personally think he was trying to get off the track, so he was right there at the landing.
Yes.
And he pulled off to the side, and I thought he waited enough. He knew if he went straight, that was the amount of time it would have taken him. And there was nobody. He didn't gain any positions. The Dockham 2.
Well,
I could see maybe 1, but why 2 positions?
The thing that I picked up from it was he did that. He his bike started falling to the left.
Right.
He rolled kind of down the jump.
Correct.
And he got off the track into the middle. It was too thin. He got on the track. Ferrandis was going by when he got on the track, but he got out in front of him and then let him go by.
Correct. Right.
It wasn't a case of
he didn't try to cut it.
He didn't try to.
I agreed.
He wasn't trying to race him.
Yep.
So I think
Todd Rochette says he likes all the blue bikes out front.
There you go.
What did I tell you? Cowie and Yamaha.
Cowie and Yamaha, yep.
Yeah.
But I think the rules are the rules. Whatever, we don't set them.
Yep.
We don't have to dictate. We don't have to govern it. So whatever they did, I think though, had he even if he had gotten to a spot where he could have gotten back on the track in the same spot, I don't think Christian Craig would have had anything for him.
No, I don't think so either. I think you're right.
I don't think he would have had anything for him. So, I'm glad that the Geico guys got promoted to the box, but at the same time, it's just kind of a mess. It just did nothing. All it did was create a controversy for all the keyboard warriors.
Oh, totally. And you know what? Part of you wonders if that was part of the whole plan. Let's just create some drama.
Right.
So,
you know?
Yep.
Not surprised, though.
Michael DeZobo, good point. He just posted, I don't think he realized how far back on the turn he was. And I think that's kind of right, too. I think he thought maybe it was the next jump over.
Yep.
And he didn't quite have the depth right to where the turn was. And he just,
Right.
And he looked. I guess there was nothing gained. By the time, if you timed it, if he stayed on the track, it was probably 3 seconds.
Maybe.
So, right.
Now, one of the other things that I took away from this and I saw is Mitch really needs to sit that kid down and teach him how to talk.
Yes.
In a podium interview.
Yep.
Because he said, well, my bike just went right. It just went right. It went right when it went into the tough blocks. It didn't go right a second time when it went left.
Yes.
And then he said something about, it's really no big deal. I don't think about it in the heat of the moment. It's like, dude.
Yep, it's true.
Mitch, talk to this kid.
Yes,
get him to calm down
Yep.
and talk a little bit professionally when he's being interviewed.
Darren Corson says the Yamahas were set up well for that track. So yeah,
they were.
They
absolutely were.
So, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's the orange wave for the last 2 years, so 3 years. So, yeah.
Well, even with, I mean, you looked at Cooper. That was not a surprise.
Nope.
The way Cooper's been riding and improving, and just his overall skill.
Yep.
Ferrandis, I think it's going to be between those three. I just think that I kind of hope Austin can stay on the bike and mature a little bit more as a rider, so he doesn't have that. Maybe whoever his riding coach is works with him.
Yep.
And helps him out in that aspect. But the Yamaha boys, both of those guys are smooth and they don't crash.
No.
They don't crash.
And
So,
you know what? And Bam Bam, he's a little aggressive too. So as we saw, so I do think, I honestly think, I don't think he was trying to take him out. I think he pulled up last second. I really do.
I think he did too.
I think he could have, had he wanted to, he could have put him right on the ground.
Well, I think the biggest thing, like taken away from that 450 race, was that incident there. When you looked at him, he got going, and I think if Adam had been a fraction of a second back, he would have banked on the fact that he was taking Adam's line away and Adam had to check up.
Right, yes, correct.
So when he realized that that wasn't happening, he turned down and there was no contact made. You know what I mean? And your meme with the front wheel, that's funny.
I thought it was good.
Funny.
I thought it was good stuff.
But I don't think there was any intent there. Right. I don't think there's any intent there.
No, I don't either.
I think he's.
But I mean, it was a fraction. It was close. It was close.
He's grown into such a phenomenal rider. I mean, he's always been good, and he's always had his bouts. But I have a feeling we got to see a whole lot more out of him this year.
And he's always in friendly kid too. I can remember talking to him when he was 7, 8 years old, because we used to race Waldens, and he would do Waldens, Diamondback, the D34 tracks.
Yep.
And him and his parents, just down to earth people, just good people, and I could have predicted that he was going to turn out to do what he's doing.
You never know. You never know who's going to be the superstar.
You just don't know.
Of the sport.
You just don't know.
It's pretty crazy to think about.
It is. It is.
But with him, he's always had that. He's had an issue with the bike or something like that, and it kind of gets in his head.
Yes,
and then he struggles.
Yep.
But he said this season is the first season that he's gone in that he absolutely loves his bike.
He did say that,
In fact, he's running pretty much a stock motor.
Yep. So Darren Corson says it was Yamaha's night. He says, but Honda's night's next week. I don't know about that. I don't know. I honestly, I thought Kenny was going to do a lot better than what he did. He was a big disappointment.
I'm probably right up there with everybody who really, really is a Kenny fan and wants to see Kenny win a moto,
especially after his injury,
or win a race.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Feels stacked deep. It really is.
So. It's stacked deep, and you got both Kenny and Eli, and they're making a big deal about how if they don't win soon and they don't win their championship soon, it's over for them.
Yep.
Now, I'm kind of thinking that with the talent that's coming in with Justin, let's see how Justin does in the next few weeks. Adam's the real deal.
I think so. Oh, well, totally. You can tell.
Adam's the real deal.
Yeah.
Kawasaki.
Well, you're missing the green.
Well, I have it, but you guys can't see it.
Well, yes.
No, but
you can see Southwick through that green.
I did pick him for the win, and granted, he wouldn't. If everybody said, well, if he didn't crash, he would have won. Well, you know what? If Barsha hadn't had a problem, Adam wouldn't have had the lead. So
right, and they both made mistakes. Both,
right.
Barsha made a big bobble, and so did AC. So it was right there.
And I'm the last guy to get on the web wagon, but holy crap, he qualified 15th.
Yeah, Michael DeZobo. What happened to Tomac? He seemed to choke up. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a little age. He's getting up there.
He said he got arm pump.
There you go.
He said he got arm pump.
Yep.
He pumped up during that race, and that's why he struggled. But
Anthony Appel, he's thinking AC all the way. Phil Petras, he says, "Hey guys, will Cooper Webb this weekend and for the championship?" He thinks it's going to be Cooper this weekend. I don't know. Yeah,
you know what? I think if Cooper gets over the flu, okay, so. New announcer Lee Diffie kept saying the flu.
I don't know who Terry,
Ricky said flu symptoms.
Who's Terry Finkel? Terry Finkel says Todd Rashad better be riding that 125 in the East Coast. That's the real question.
If Todd Rashad could ride that 125 every single time he went out, he'd do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He'd do it. Believe me, knowing Todd, he would do it.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what? I wish Arena Cross was still going on. It'd be fun to watch Todd Arena Cross in the 125. So that would be a lot of fun.
For me, it's fun just to watch him do as well as he does against the older guys. I mean, being friends for so long and riding the amateur class 33 years ago.
Speaking of which, I was talking to my buddy Landon from Tennessee, and I think I'm definitely going to try to plan a trip down to Loretta. So I've never been, so I want to put this on my bucket list to get down there. So I'm thinking loading up the camper, heading down, just doing the whole spectating thing. I know Todd's planning on racing it, so he's going to qualify, obviously. So
Todd will qualify.
So yeah, I wonder if Lee would go. Maybe we'll grab
Lee. Probably would.
Lee, Gary. Maybe we'll get some suspects down there.
Yeah,
that'd be a good time.
Yeah,
so
depends on when.
Who's interested? Who wants to go to Loretta's this year?
Depends on when the dates are. Yeah, see what's going on.
This is true. So, wait a minute. Hold on. Gary's talking about ceviche again. So you know what that means. Every time we mention that means we have to put up this photo
again. Is this
again.
like a drinking game?
Yep. Hang on. This is like a drinking game. So look, there he is, guys. Fan of the year. We keep picking on Dave. We keep putting up the Gary picture. So yep. Once again. Yep. So every time we we talk about Dave's bad pick. We're gonna put the picture of Gary up. There he is, fan of the year. So he's definitely earned it.
He has earned it.
Yeah.
So he has earned it.
Do you think he's peeing the pants? He's probably
He might be wearing the same pajamas.
Do you think he's wearing one of the men's Depend diapers? Might be.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
We can keep this up all night. Remember, I control the audio and the visual aspect of this show. So hell, you don't even bring your glasses.
You are the producer.
We don't even. It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
So.
Hold on, wait. We get another picture too. I forgot about this one. Remember this one?
Oh boy.
This is a good picture too. Yeah. Look at this. Gary thinking he's all badass, and poor Lee, aged to about 90. Unbelievable.
I think he's scared.
I think he's scared. I do. Yep. So, all right. Todd Rashad. Yes, he is going. So, all right. That's a good time. Yeah, I could meet the crowd at Loretta's. All right. Okay, Paul Moog. Yeah, we might have to do that. We might have to get a little post going on Loretta's trip.
No, they don't have Wi-Fi down there. So it's really smoke. The Wi-Fi smoke. So
I know people. I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I know a guy. I can get us connected. So
Todd actually had to come out to Nashville once just so that he could call me and let me know what was going on.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think it was his daughter's birthday, but he did. He called me and he's like, "Yep, I came out to Nashville. There's no Wi-Fi service at the track, so my signal is dead."
Nice. Dave Tomac is a little nervous with his new partner Adam, and I don't see him doing that well this year. Interesting. This is definitely. I wanted to get some contention on that big rig. I bet. Yeah.
So I also heard they were talking about Tomac signed a 2-year deal going into this year, so he's good for 2020 and 2021.
Yeah. Okay.
So this year,
Tomac,
Tomac's 27 years old, I think.
Okay, all right.
But so in the first year like this, the pressure's always off, and he does have a very high-powered rookie with him. I think whatever's going to happen, he's going to have to pick up the ball and run with it next year if he wants to continue or if he's going to retire.
Oh, John Jacob, I just hit my shit list. He just put down, geez, let that Gary Frink photo go. No, I want that photo go. Because that's it. I need a John Jacobite photo. No problem. So, all right, I've got a guy for that. So, Lee, can you go on Jacobite's page and get a photo and text me something quickly?
Oh boy.
Careful what you ask for. So
that's true.
Again, we run the controls here. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
So with the Honda guys, I was impressed with Brayton. Getting a start, doing awesome, really liking that factory bike. Kenny struggling a little bit, said his suspension was set up way too stiff. He felt like he was riding a BMX bike in some of the bumps. So he says, it's going to be interesting. Week 2 is going to be interesting. As much as I really want to put Kenny back on the top of my fantasy list, I just can't.
I think I put him around 5th.
Can't.
I think that's where I did put him was 5th.
I think 5th would be good. He was 6th this week. Tomac was 7th. Blake Baggett, though, and Jason Anderson are super strong. They're coming in hot. I still like Webb. I'm going to go with Webb. I'm going to go with Barsha for second, Adam for third. I'm going to go with Baggett for fourth and Jason Anderson for fifth.
Okay, I don't know where I'm going yet. Like I said, I'm thinking. I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm kind of all over the map. Like I said, it's so stacked. I mean, you could take the top 5 guys, and I think you can almost plug them in almost anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
well, the good part for me is Chancharulo's got the other picks. So.
You mean it's not Adam?
No, I'm sorry. That's not.
You let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Jim. Darren Corson says, Jim, you should integrate the Gary Frank photo into your Kawasaki graphics. Yeah. You know what we need? I may have to have this done. We need. Have you ever seen the sticks with people's faces on them?
Yes.
I'm going to get some of those made up for the next show.
Oh, with the helmet.
Men have the helmet. Listen, so people that don't want to come on, I'm going to put them on the show. So listen.
You know what? When we get that would be something for the Grudge match. Okay, so if we can get some fans for the Grudge match, we'll hand out the heads.
Absolutely, fat heads.
And as these guys come over one of the jumps, hold up a stick for whoever it is you're rooting for. Hold up the stick.
The other stick could be a number, so I give them a rating.
So there you go.
Oh yeah,
9.5.
That's right. Oh, okay, this will be fun. Yep.
We still got to get a track though.
Joe Orlando, he says Barsh is only a one-hit wonder. Oh, we can get a track? Are you kidding me? We know people in low places. We can get tracks. No worries. Are you kidding me?
You know what? With Joe, up until this season, I would have to agree because he's always had problems with the bikes. But this is the first time that he actually. I think that he's actually publicly come out and said he loves the bike, and Yamaha loves the bike. Everybody's gelling. So I'd like to see. I think the first 3 or 4 weeks are really going to tell the story.
Gary's still picking on me. He just put down my picture.
James Stewart.
Yeah, right. Hey, listen.
Wow.
That's it. I'm not putting the picture back up, but there's a fat head that's going to be ordered by the night's over. I'm ordering fat heads.
You could put fat heads like all around the wall of the shop.
I just, I'm going to put them. You wait. Oh yes, it's coming. So no worries. 2 can play this game.
So some of the other guys, Malcolm. A couple of guys were picking Malcolm for the top 5, and
he's more of a 10th guy. He's the outlying pick.
Interestingly enough, I don't know who posted it, but I saw a post somewhere that said 5th with question marks and said, "You're picking Malcolm for top 5 this early in the season? It's never going to happen."
No way.
And as much as same thing, I would love to see the kid do it. I don't know.
So Brian Burr, who do you like? Bottom line, kind of like who's having a great weekend. Top 10 per track. In my IMA, dark horse kind of guy, except for this Gary Frank guy. Oh, yeah, poor Gary. John Jacobite, he's saying that he dropped an F-bomb on our show. I can't say that word. It's a family show.
I wish I could say I can't say it, but I did last show. I think I did it before the screen rolled. And Joe, he is too inconsistent, Joe. I know we're still talking about, we're going back to Justin. He is inconsistent. We'll see how he does with this. Feeling comfortable is a big thing for him.
It is.
And
it really
it's
is.
a big thing for him. And this week we'll see how it plays out. I'm still going to put him in my top 5.
Oh, I agree with that.
I'm going to put him in my top 5.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, I could be shooting myself in the foot by not putting Tomac and Roxon in it.
If it all grooves for him. I think if he hits his groove, he could easily be on the box. Any week in, week out. So, yep.
One thing I did learn after this week is do not watch practice and base your picks on practice.
There you go. Yep.
Because I did that all last season. I got destroyed. I did it again. This season, I adjusted my picks after practice. Cooper Webb, 15th in practice.
There you go. Right. Who would have thought? He was saving it. He was saving it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If he wasn't sick, he would have been right there with those two.
Yep. So, interesting. So what else do you want to talk about besides the Supercross we've just beat the death out of?
We did. We beat the death out of the Supercross, and that's only A1. There's still 16 rounds to go.
That's right.
Thankfully, we'll be back into some local racing by the time the Supercross
we
season
most
ends.
Definitely will be, yes.
I do know that there's a winter wick coming up for
there is.
J-Day.
Yep, J-Day is going to have a winter race.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff going on.
And I know the Wareham's going to have some winter races, too. I was talking with
That'd
Jake
be cool.
about that just this past week. He's going to do a couple of Woods Across races as well.
That'd be fun.
And obviously, we know down here, there's still no snow.
There's none.
So,
there's none.
Yep,
and
none.
it's going to be 60 degrees. 60 degrees and rainy on Saturday. So,
Gary Frank, who we should shift to the top, he had a good point. What happened to Jimmy D? I think Jimmy D is struggling from a 12-year-old motorcycle. I think that's what Jimmy D's problem is.
Well, him and Freddie Noren were at the last two on the leaderboard. Yeah. But I mean, they're both very, very low experience for the 450 class, for Supercross for Freddie Noren. The old bikes, I think that the bikes are still very good, but I think it's more of a case of they're struggling just with the 450 class and being the first race. I mean, they made the main.
First race jitters, yep. Yeah,
there's a lot of guys that didn't make that main that are real good guys. Alex Ray, really good racer, didn't make the main. He had issues. AJ had problems. It looked like AJ had problems in qualifying. So there's a lot of fast guys that didn't make that main. Chad Reed made it by the skin of his teeth.
Barely.
I shouldn't say he finished second in that last chance qualifier, and they took 4. But at the
same
time,
a couple of mistakes, he's not in. So
you see the interview afterwards. He said that was the most nervous he's been racing. He pumped up. He says he never wants to experience that again.
Right. Yeah. You want to make the big show a little earlier.
Yeah. But
what about the announcing? Think they want to hire us?
Yeah,
I think we could do a better job.
I think Ricky's doing better.
Yeah, he's calmed down a little bit. But that clown they put him with, that guy's a bozo. He sucks.
Lee Diffie.
So yeah.
At one point, I think I said to Marie,
I called him Biffy.
Biffy. I think I said to Marie, I think I'm listening to F1.
It was awful, awful.
And he started talking about the juniors, and in the U.S. they don't classify it as juniors. It's just youth classes, and whoever they were talking to fed right along with it and like, yeah, we raced each other in the juniors.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
What are you doing? Right, stop, just stop.
And of course, with the somebody said they need somebody that speaks American.
Yes.
I don't know where they hire him. I don't know. I mean, I know this guy was an Australian motocross, supercross commentator. That's the only thing that I found out about him.
Yeah.
He's only filling in for a few weeks, which has me a little bit baffled as to why is he filling in for a few weeks and not just a race. I understand it's live if Ralph was sick and he couldn't make it. What's going on, Ralph?
Yeah, what's going on? What's the scoop?
Are you away?
No contract?
Skiing in the French Alps? No contract?
Yeah, what's going on?
In jail? I don't know. Who knows?
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
But it'll be good. Randy Simpson to replace the new announcer, please.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we lose them.
I anybody who does that job, after doing this for 36, 37 shows and going on live, I gotta respect anybody who gets up behind the mic. They just get paid to do it.
Right.
We do it for fun.
We do it for fun, right?
If we goof up, we goof up.
I'd volunteer and do it for a night. I totally would. That'd be fun.
You gotta watch out what you wish for. Foxborough might happen.
Hey, listen, I would be totally down. Give me the microphone. Actually, you laugh. A personal friend of mine. He runs the digital displays and signage for all of Foxborough. He runs the tower, the jumbotrons, and the ticker around, and he also has the sound control for the bullhorn and all that stuff.
That would be cool.
So, and he does all the he does Monster Jam and all that. He does all the games, all the Revs, all the Patriots. So when we're there, fun. I could actually get our names in the jumbotron. I can have that happen. So I can get us up there. So I want, I have some connections.
I want to go on Race Day Live. I want to go on with Holly and Daniel Blair.
All right, well,
I want to get on with those guys.
We've got 4 months to make it happen.
There you
3
go.
months. So.
Could you imagine? That would be pretty cool to get on there and be like, "Yep, here he is, the captain."
That would be hilarious. Yeah, it's those guys from the last lap.
I'd be like, What are we talking about?
Yeah. It was funny. The first time I found out that my buddy worked there was about, God, had to be 15 years ago. And I took my stepdad to a game, and he wasn't quite 60 yet. He was like 57 at the time. And I said, hey, put happy 60th up on the birthday. He goes, text me when you're in your seat. So he texted me. I said, hey, Pete. I opened him. He goes, hey, look. I see your name's on the board. He went, holy crap. He goes, it's not my 60th. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Well, we were on the Jumbotron at Red Bull.
That's right.
We were on the Jumbotron at Red Bull, even for a fraction of a second.
Yep. This thing, it counts.
All right, so... All right, we beat the Supercross thing to death.
We did.
This week's St. Louis. It's a little earlier.
Yep.
I'm gonna watch practice. Don't
make your picks. Listen.
Yeah.
Make your picks beforehand. Don't do them before it even starts.
I'm gonna make them beforehand. Yes. I'm gonna lock myself out.
Do you want me to help you out with them?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I'm ahead of you. Well, one of me is ahead of you.
Not by much.
The other one's not ahead of you.
Not by much.
Chancharulo's behind you, but the captain's ahead of you.
Yeah. Hey, more importantly, Marie's ahead of both of us.
She
and
is.
a lot of other people. Just
She is.
saying. So, yeah.
So John Jacobite has a good question. Why does the FIM have any influence on U.S. motocross and supercross? Well, I was led to believe that a few years ago, more than a few years ago now, when they had the World Supercross Championship and they had the THQ Supercross Championship, they ran the two of them separate. And
they did, yes.
They had like 2 rounds of the World Supercross Championship up in Canada. Yep. They had the U.S. Supercross Championship. Well, that was FIM for the world, and I think we were AMA at the time. They had started having problems.
Yep.
So they combined all the series together. And
pointed them differently. It was kind of weird. It was awkward the way they did it.
Yep. So they needed a governing body, and they kind of just joined together, and it just took hold. I don't know the exact science behind it.
The details behind it. Yeah, it's a good question. I'd like
it is a very good question. I might have to do it. I'll do a little digging this week and see. John Jacobite did. Yeah.
So even though they insulted me earlier, we'll get you an answer. I promise.
Yeah. Casey just said the Supercross schedule this year and the list, the last couple looks like it makes it impossible for privateers. It does kind of make it impossible.
It's interesting. He actually was good. I thought that as well. Looking at it, they're all over the place,
now,
coast to coast. A lot of jumping around.
If you want to see what it's like for those guys, give Brittany Gagne a follow on Instagram and check out her stories because she is riding. She's rides for SGB, and she's traveling to and from, working with the team. They're going to different places. She's on the road. She was going into Arkansas today. She's riding the Futures races, which is they start up next Sunday, right after the St. Louis round. I think the second race is when the Futures start. But follow her, and you're going to get a good description of what it's like on the road.
Yep.
But anyway, God, I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about. Supercross.
The FIM.
FIM.
Yes.
I'll do a little research this week and see if I can find out what happened.
Get to the bottom of it.
Get to the bottom of that and let you guys know. But going back to the motocross and stuff like that, the other big thing that's happened in motocross this week, and I'm really surprised I haven't broken my freaking phone screen yet, is Mad Skills MX.
Mad Skills MX, yes.
If
Mad Skills 2.
Mad Skills 2.
That's the second version.
Where we're social media guys, I can honestly say Mad Skills 2 is trending. Trending.
Yeah, it definitely is trending. Yeah, but you don't think you've improved, but you've improved dramatically. So.
I think it's just because of the bikes.
More importantly, I actually paid Marie while you were in the bathroom before the show started. She's going to get some video of you playing this game, and I can't wait because she said there's been some swearing.
So let me share this. I'll share this story with you guys. I used to play. I played video games when I was younger. And when my oldest son, who's now 26, 1970, Atari, Combat, Wombat, bing, 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 badminton, or whatever the hell it is. So anyway, we were playing, I think it was Nintendo, and I was playing a NASCAR race, which was, I know it could be my downfall, I was playing a NASCAR race. My son was like 7 or 8 at the time. He's 26 now, and I'm beating him, and I'm like, yeah! He's like, Dad! He cuts across the infield on the last lap.
It just takes you.
T-bones me into the wall, keeps going, and wins the race.
It's priceless. I love it.
Well, I threw the controller down. That's it. I'm all done. I'm never playing a game. That was biggest cheat.
And he was 8 years old.
He was 8 years old. 7. He was probably 7. He was probably
Does
7.
He remember it?
I'm gonna go. He was 5.
Does he
all right.
Does this Nick?
Yeah, he remembers it. He remembers it very vividly. No, he's actually in Florida right now.
Do you think he's busy? I want to hear his version. I want to hear Nick's version of this.
He'd just laugh and say the same thing. So anyway.
There's 2 different versions to every story. You know that, right?
We will have to get him on at some point and tell the story. So I took a break for a long time. Long time from video games.
Until this week.
Well, no, actually there was one other instance that came up in between. I bought myself, I was like, oh, you know what? MXGP on Xbox. So I bought myself an Xbox.
I'm a GP guy.
I got a refurbished Xbox. Okay. I bought MXGP, and I'm really digging it. I'm playing it. I'm like, this is great. I start to feel that anger again, and I start screwing up.
Coming to the top. Boiling point.
My poor dog. I was playing one night, and I'm on the couch, and I'm having trouble. My dog jumps up in my lap, and I yelled at her. And I'm like, all she wanted to do was
she bit you?
No, she just wanted to give me a kiss. She probably needed to go outside or something. I don't know. But I yelled at my dog, and I was like, you know what? I cannot play video games.
You see, the problem is you take it too seriously.
I do.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's kind of funny. Here's the deal. See, I've been beating up on you and Ralph like crazy. Poor Bugman. He's taking my beatings like a man.
Oh, yeah.
But he keeps insulting me. You turned off your commenting. You have to turn that on so we can trash talk. So, oh, yes. But I've been taking beatings from guys like Adam Sears. Like, he beats the crap out of me. And it's friendly competition. So as bad as you think I'm beating you up, somebody else is beating up on me. So you have to think of that seriously.
True, very true.
So you're not seeing the whole big picture there.
I still think though that it's gonna lead to more iPhone sales.
You think you're gonna smash it, huh?
A couple of times I thought about
kind of like the iPad in the show here. A couple of times. I tried to smash it.
Anybody who's raced me on Mad Skills MX is gonna know that I forfeited numerous races because I tried 3 or 4 times and I get to a point I'm like, no!
I just watched you do it before the show. You raced like 3 times. Like there was still plenty of time left. You're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm done.
You know what? The biggest problem that I have is I don't shut off the gas. Like I start looping out and I don't let off the throttle.
And that's it. It's all timing. Like some of the stuff you'd be surprised. You have to let off the gas and roll something to rhythm the next section.
Yep.
And yet you have to learn it quick. You've only got 2 minutes.
Now I can learn an outdoor track. I thought it was funny when you guys were busting balls about the old 81 PE 175, I think, and I came back with a comment like, I'll take that 81 PE 75. When we go outdoors, I'm going to hold that bitch wide open. I'm going to rail around the outside of you guys on that thing.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It makes for
it's
an entertaining winter.
It's fun. It's fun. It's gonna be a long winter, but it's gonna be fun. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. When my phone dings and I see it's you and Ralph for the challenge, I do drop everything and I pick the phone up and I said, "Oh, it's on."
and the fact that you can poke people.
Yes, which is disturbing.
You know what? I got my coworker Chris. He's on it too, and he kicks my ass.
Does he?
So he's at one end of the counter, and he'll be beating me.
Look, Atari 2600. Brian Burr still has his. Brian Burr. The game is called Combat Pong.
Pong, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we went to like some of the newer ones with Frogger.
Yes.
I know Marie liked Frogger.
See, back in the day, back when NEMX first started, we used to play Motocross Madness, and there was a group of us to play that.
Yeah.
And that was really addicting. We played hours of that game.
So I don't know, maybe I'm dating myself, and I know some of you guys that are older like me might remember going to the games and playing Excitebike. Mm-hmm. Going to bowling alleys and stuff. We had Excitebike at a couple of the places that we went to. And
Excitebike.
Yep, my brother-in-law Murph.
Yep.
I mean, he used to love video games. We would go out Saturday night before Middleborough. We'd be at the house in Taunton. We'd all be staying at the house in Taunton. There would be myself. There would be Murph. Tread was there. John Dow was there. Brian Berry was there. Carl Valancourt and his mechanic Francis. They were down there, and we would all go a couple blocks over to the arcade, and we would stay there until like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock on a night before Middleborough.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, guys, what are we doing?
Right. That's awesome. Anthony Appel, he says SX3 is coming out, should be good. So I wonder if that's the Monster Energy Supercross 3 you might be talking about. I think that's coming new because the Monster Energy Supercross 2 was out.
Yes, they keep advertising it for the 3.
Yep. So I'll download that. That's for the newer Xbox. Do you still have your Xbox? Or no?
I think my kid took it.
Yeah.
One of my kids took it. My kids, I mean, they're older now, but they destroy their video games. And I was like, you know what? I'm never playing this stupid thing again.
Yep. You say that, but yet Mad Skills. Like I said, you've in a week you've played, you've gotten significantly better. I've witnessed it.
But see, you guys, it's like with the phone, you lock me into it because it's like, give me another cigarette. I gotta play.
I need my hook. I need my
nicotine.
fix. Yeah, it is entertaining. Yeah, like I said, I need video of you exploding. Though.
It is. Oh, you'll get it.
Yeah.
She'll get me exploding on it.
Yeah,
that'll come on. That'll come on at some point.
Yep. So Joy Orlando, I played at the Westgate Lanes in Brockton. So
yes,
that's my little stomping ground. Yep, that's right. So Anthony Appel, it is Monster Energy. That's correct. Watch 7
Deuce for the video trailer of that game. Excitebike overheating if you go fast. Must have been a YZ490. Ping, 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 ping.
Right. We're all dating ourselves here. Boy, we're old. So,
But I remember when that first came out, it was in the games, and then the one that you mentioned. I just remember playing that one at home and hitting those like square triangle jumps and just going a million miles in the air. Those were fun.
Yep, big time. But it passes the time. Like, it's kind of funny. I don't play in the summertime. It's only in the winter months where I pick up the video games.
Well, I might be inclined to do that a little bit more, but now with the mountain biking and stuff and having a fat bike, I got the crew. Everybody's riding. They want me to get out, and in fact, we're going Thursday. If anybody's watching, they want to go mountain biking with us Thursday.
Where you guys going Thursday?
Adams Farm in Walpole. 5 o'clock, meeting at 5 o'clock in the parking lot. Lights
You'll
are
drop
coming
a pin,
on.
like you always do, right?
I dropped the pin. I'm going to drop a pin on the group. So I picked up a couple people that want to ride with us. One of the guys that is one of the guys behind Chain Wheel Moto that does the videos. He's into mountain bikes. He wants to come out and ride with us.
Nice.
Another guy, Steve Boyce. He's an old dirt biker. He got injured there a couple of times. Decided mountain bikes are it.
Yep.
I think he told me he's 65 years old, and believe me, guys, he outrides us.
Yep.
He outclimbs us, everything.
Anthony Appel put up a good post. He said, what's going on for bike builds out there? I have seen quite a few people doing some resto work.
Right.
And Gary Frink put up a good comment here. Paul opened up his new shop.
He opened up his new shop, yep.
I didn't know he had an old shop unless it's a new shop. I'm not sure.
Well, I know he's doing a lot more with the bikes and staying local. And he opened it up. I don't know exactly where it is. Maybe if Paul's watching, somebody could share the location.
Yep.
I know he's got John Levesque's
Let's try calling
KXs.
Think he'll pick up?
He might.
I think he could call. Let's talk to Paul. Let's see if Paul. We'll get Paul on the phone. Let's see if he's going to pick up. Hang on.
You never know. He might.
He might. Let's see.
89, Anthony. 89, 125.
Let's try to get Mr. Goyette on the phone. Think it's past his bedtime?
He's going to be like, I'm not answering that.
He should answer it. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. It's 3 rings. It's not looking good. I like Paul, so I'm not going to leave him a bad voicemail. So, unlike that Jack Camilio bastard. No, it's going to voicemail. See, we were going to give him a free plug on the show. Good for business. Now we can't. We don't have the address. I have his phone number, but...
Yeah. Oh, Casey's got that 86 KX.
No, voicemail.
So there's some bike builds going on out there. And speaking of bike builds, and those guys want to go to Rewind, I saw the post just before we went live. Steve Violet shared it. I shared it out too. Rewind is ACR this year.
Yep.
And they put the schedule of events out. I believe Friday is the grass races. Mm-hmm. And Saturday is something pre-60s and pre-70s. I'm not sure the exact classes. I have to go back and do it. Check it out. And then Sunday is Vintage MX with the other classes in it. So they said that pre-registration was going to open soon.
Brian Burrs is just crank
call everybody. I know. Brian Burr's going to be there.
Yep.
He told me he's going to be there. I know that he's building a Honda too, in addition to his older bikes.
Right. Yeah, the new Honda. Yeah, the pics of the Honda look good, Brian. I was checking those out the other day.
Yep. There's another.
What year did he pick up? I think it was 96. I think he got.
No, his is like a 70 something.
Oh, is it? Okay.
79, 80. It's an early one.
Yeah.
I believe it is. I believe it is.
90 CR they're restoring.
Yes, Stephen Ellis.
Stephen Ellis picked it up. That's right.
96.
Yep, you're right.
The other thing that I was thinking about was I was talking to Jason Blount earlier tonight and about how posting bikes for sale and worried about them getting stolen 2 weeks later.
Yep.
Take a picture with your phone. GPS coordinates are in the picture,
right
so
there,
people can get them pretty easy. So my suggestion is don't take pictures of your bikes at home.
Nope.
If you're going to market your bike, take it out to the local track, to the sand pit, wherever, and take a picture of it there.
Right.
Post it, and then meet somebody. Take a couple friends and meet them. Don't let them come to your house.
No, anytime you're selling a bike, do it at a remote location.
And bring people with you.
Yep.
Because you never know. I've heard stories of people showing up and they get jumped by 2 or 3 people and their bike's gone.
So John Jacobite, he says, "Can we lock in a grudge match challenge? I'm thinking as absurd as it sounds, we should figure this thing out soon." He is probably right. We should probably start lying. Well, we already know we've got one on the.
Yes.
One is booked.
One's booked.
Yep.
We got to get a track.
We do have to get a track. I know.
We got to get a track.
Yeah, we'll have to see because obviously we're thinking it's going to be a fundraising type event. So,
Yes.
so the track's going to have to donate track time, and then whatever we can get for entries, we'll just find a good cause. Whether it's Children's of St. Jude or something like that.
I think we should probably do something local.
Yeah, I think so.
Something local.
Something that we know is going to go to a good cause.
Right.
So we're open for ideas. So I'm thinking we probably do. I don't know what, $50 a grudge match, $100 a race, $50 a guy.
Yeah, why not?
I think that's a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of it's going to charity anyway.
I think so. And I think that with that, I think maybe you do like 3 races and a best out of 3.
2 out of 3.
So 2 out of 3.
Do
maybe
a
3
lap.
laps. So 2 laps maybe.
I'm thinking a lap. I'm
no,
thinking
I'd say 2 laps.
Well, see, the reason I say a lap is because you go to a place. Say if Jake wanted to host.
Yep.
We can get to Wareham. You can do a whole lap of the track, and you kind of come over that last jump, and you just roll back over to the starting area.
So you're thinking gate drop, one
gate
lap.
drop, one lap.
One lap.
One lap.
All right, yeah. So all right. So $50 gets you 3 laps.
Because
grudge match.
You think about it. If you do it at a place like Southwick, a lap is 2.5 minutes. I mean, most of us we're half in the bag by the
3
time.
turns.
Yeah, we're dead by the time that happens.
That's right. Yeah.
So the tracks can be pretty long.
I like that format though. I like that idea. 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Yep. So I like it. So Anthony Appel, we have a track in New York to use.
We certainly do.
That's true. And we can do some multiple tracks. We don't have to do just one.
Yeah, we can.
I see. Maybe we do a couple of these a year, 2 or 3.
Yep.
Maybe do one spring, one summer, one fall.
Yep.
Multiple charity events.
It would be fun.
That would be cool.
It'd be fun.
And maybe do it around a practice schedule too. Like, hey, listen. We're going to do grudge matches from 1 o'clock till 5.
Get as many people out as you can.
Yeah, you can ride in the morning, and then we're going to clear the track, and we're going to start doing these grudge matches. That'd be fun. So
that would be a blast. I would like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Brian Burr, 2 laps. What do you say? Beer per lap? Beer per lap at whole shot turn.
Well, we could make it a drinking game too.
It's not a mountain bike event.
That's right.
That's the one thing I learned with mountain bikes is there's a lot of beer that flows at mountain bikes events.
I'm sure.
Sure. Hank says he's in with Dan Leclerc. We have 2. We have 2 lined up.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Although I could call it your brother too. That'd be 2 races for him. So
that's true.
See, I think you'd beat me. But I think Arthur I could probably cover.
Yeah. We'd have to get more into the specifics.
You know what? We'll hammer out the details. You and I will sit down and we'll put something down on paper and we'll post it. So have people kind of give us our input. So
I like that.
Yep. So. Yeah, Casey Bates because I want to be Eagle Bridge again. And Roost Adam Sears. So that's right. Eagle Bridge is open again. That's another alternative. But yeah, I think 3 would be good.
There's a few tracks. There's a few tracks that are open. I was talking to Dan Plord the other night.
The smart thing is to spread it out. Maybe do one in New York.
Yeah.
We could do like Wareham and then one more maybe like New Hampshire MX, like something central.
Yeah.
That gives us like a real good 200-mile path.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of followers all over the place.
We do. We get followers everywhere.
Yep.
I know. He's He had some rulings from the town, and he's open.
Yep.
He'll make a post about the dates and stuff, but he will be open.
Yep.
Which is great news because that's a fun place to ride. And if anybody's looking for a bike for Rewind,
he's got a
I
bunch.
shared the post the other night. Yep. There's a bunch. Casey Bates, there's an 86 KX125 with your name on it.
Yeah, and we can arrange shipping. We can get that bike to you, Casey. Don't worry. And it's clean. It's a good buy.
It's a good buy. He said it runs. It just needs a little bit of TLC to clean it up, but the bike's solid.
Not much. We've seen it. The bike's all there. It's complete.
All of his bikes are in good shape. They're a great platform to start with. I was kind of looking at that RM125 that he has over there. That's an 86. I know my buddy Danny. He likes Suzuki's, and I'd love to get that bike, clean it up, and put him on it to go to Rewind or one of the events there.
Yep.
But it's all good. It's all in good fun.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think like you and I were going back and forth in text the other day, and we were talking about different ways to participate and how the sport can grow and things like
venues.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got to agree that the cost of the new stuff is just too expensive to have people that are weekend warriors out just riding.
Yep.
This is the way, guys. I mean, grab yourself an old bike.
Yep.
Marie and I have talked about it. It's so much. I think it's so much fun and the pride that you put into building and cleaning up a bike and then taking it out to the track, riding it and racing it every weekend. Probably for guys our age, unless you're really chasing points in the vet class, guys our age, we're going to have just as much fun doing that. The bikes they're not going to handle as good. They're not going to be quite as fast, but you know what? You built it.
Right.
You built it. You got it at the track. You're running. That's your pride and joy.
I say we built some fun events, and I think about I just came out from New Hampshire. I was in Maine for a couple days, and they had one of those events where you actually take a canoe down the mountain.
Yeah.
And, the canoe races.
Yeah.
We should come up with some fun stuff like that.
I'll tell you.
Get creative, like maybe some relay racing, that type
Yeah.
of stuff. We could make some fun events here for charity. Where it's like,
even with everything going on, like for me, the only thing I got planned this year is I got a planned rewind, the vet race before the Southwick National, and then I'd like to get to Broome on the old bike. But
I'm just hoping to do some more camping this year, some more riding, and both kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah,
because there's some nice tracks to camp at too. So it's I just picked up the new truck. So
you got the
I'm
truck,
set to go.
Yep.
So.
Which I know Craig's giving you a hard time about Papa Smurf.
He is.
Because
He's
of
just
the blue.
He's a hater. He's a hater. So
it's
Suzuki blue.
It's Suzuki blue, and it's very similar to the color that I have on the KTM.
It's
the
very
Troy Lee
close.
edition.
It is very, very close.
We still have 23 people watching us.
Do we really? Yeah, Phil Bonito, he just put up a good one. He said, highlight the grudge match with Dowdy and Henry and Johnson and Treadwell. That's not a bad thought. If we get a few of those guys, that would be fun.
That would be
People
fun.
Come out. It would draw a crowd. It's a good idea. We can put that together. I think.
Maybe we'll have them drop the gate.
No, they can grudge match each other.
Oh, each other, yeah.
Like Henry and Henry and Dowdy would be good. And
that's true.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. Treadwell and KJ, that'd be a good grudge. You know what I
That'd be
mean?
good.
That'd be good.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, if we can get it on the schedule where they fit into those guys' schedules, that'd be a good time.
So here's another angle. What if you had four guys that wanted to go out together?
That we could do that. Sure. Right. Yeah, and like you and I talked about too, we can get fun with this event too, because you could have a mismatch and spot a guy that spot me 2 turns.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep.
Make it fun. This is can he get him? It's like
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna sandbag the first race and be like, dude, you kicked my ass. Give me a couple of turns.
You gotta give me a turn. Let's smear out the tires, will you? Yeah, can I do it with the 500? Can I cheat a little bit?
If you do, you'll probably loop out.
That's true. Yes, this is true.
Come on, man! You almost took me out.
I didn't even realize it. I had no idea.
I'm kidding.
That means you're like, dude, you almost took him. Like I didn't even know.
Now there's I know Paul Cornell's got his 500.
Yep.
I don't know, Dave. I don't think I'm in with the 500. I think I'm good with just the 250.
Yeah, well, it's all right. So,
I'm a 250 guy.
I honestly, I think this year I might pick up a 250, but I'm going to keep the 500. So
yeah,
what's nice at my age, I can do that.
You can do whatever you want to do.
I can. You know what? I can keep as many in the corral as I want.
Yeah. So. Well, as I told you before the show, I started up the KX this weekend, and my you
hurt your foot.
My arches
bruised your foot
because I've had an E-Star for so long. My arches are so tender. I think I bruised it.
You have tender feet.
I have tender feet now because I didn't kick my bike. What the hell?
Boy, yeah, it's unbelievable. Oh boy, Brian Burr making the amount of laps is worth the build.
Well, that's. Yeah. I mean that absolutely in his case with stuff like that BSA. Those things are just beautiful bikes.
Well, what's nice too with an event like this, you're not going to beat the crap out of your bike. You're not doing a 15-minute moto, and you're
just out there.
You're almost you're there to just show off what you got. Let's have some fun.
Yep, so, it's an exhibition.
Yeah, right.
It's an exhibition, and we'll do it so that the proceeds go to the charity, and it'll just be a blast.
Phil Petras had a good 100cc adult 2-stroke mini class KX 181 prep. You know what? I like his idea, but here's the problem. Anytime Dave gets on small bikes, I hurt myself.
Yep, you do.
A lot.
Well, I mean, anybody who saw the post that you put up at where the hell was that you had some pit bike like 20 feet in the
Derby.
air?
Yes, I won that race. Yes.
Well, that's because you like Johnny O'Mar'd it and just sent it at the end.
Well, it was funny. That was actually, I did that 2 laps in a row, and I remember coming up. That was a spectator jump at Derby.
Yep.
And I remember the first 2 laps rolling out on the 50. And not rolling it, jumping it to the top. It was a single to a tabletop to the downside. And I kept landing on top, and I was landing like extremely hard. I'm like, it's going to be easier just to clear this thing.
Clear the whole thing.
And then finally on the second to last lap, I went, screw it. And it was funny. And I did bottom out, but it was a much easier landing.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the thing was, the front end, and people went nuts. So there's a huge crowd on top of the hill. And they're like, I can't believe you sent it. And then Barry Stacy got on film.
You're like Todd Rashad hitting the Intimidator sideways with no hands.
Yes, almost the same type of aspect when you're on a bike this big.
People are looking up at you going,
oh yeah,
holy crap, I got 12-inch wheels.
Yes, I can't believe you did that.
What are you, retarded?
Yeah, John Jacobite says your feet are tender, LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did that tender feet. Yes.
I did, yes.
Yeah, that could be your new nickname.
My right foot especially. Anthony's going to know what I'm talking about with the left foot because he's got that KTM 420.
That's right. So that was Derby. Yes, it was Derby, Casey. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, but that's, anyone else you want to call? Should we harass anybody?
I got nobody.
Yeah.
I don't
have nobody either. Yeah, Phil Petret. Yeah, same with me. He gets hurt in the smaller bikes too. Yeah, the smaller bikes have given me a lot of stitches and getting screwed up.
I know. A couple people had asked me to try to get in one of the future shows, line up Tim Losey. Tim Losey was a pro out of California back in the early 80s. He actually finished 10th in the 1983 500 National Series. And he's got points in 82, I think. He qualified for. He's got points from a Supercross. Maybe it was in. I'm not sure what part of the country he was in back then, but he was just out. I think he posted some pictures out at Anaheim. It might have been him that posted them. But there's a lot of those guys out there that are just ex-factory riders and top pros that are part of our community and our group, and it's really cool. We'd love to talk to some of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hear about it. So if you just reach out to me or Dave, and if you'd like to come on the show,
we can set it up. That's right.
We can make it happen.
Yeah. Speaking of which, before we cut this thing off tonight, I mean, we had nothing lined up for anyone to call in. So if anyone wants to jump on,
give us
pop your number up in the comments, and we'll give you a quick buzz. If anyone wants a phone call, I mean, we'll pull you on tonight. So no video. We won't do video.
Yeah, we won't do video tonight. So, we won't subject you guys to
Gary, where's your phone? I'd love to talk to you. Or even more so, people can just post up random numbers and we just dial them.
Yeah, well, Joe's Pizza.
Exactly. Anything's possible. You never know with our fans here. So.
That's very true. But I mean, it's cool to be able to have such a tight-knit crowd that we have. I mean,
it is.
We do things even now, even with the bicycles. When I do things with the bicycles, I got more people that want to jump on board and come out and hang with us.
Crazy.
And just do stuff. It's incredible.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, I still can't believe that people want to tune in and watch us yap about motocross every week here. It's nuts.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, once the season gets going, if anybody wants us to try out products, whatever,
let us know.
Let us know. We'll do it. We'll shoot a video and we'll talk about them. And
we can put stuff on display. I mean, we got a pretty big area here. We have multiple cameras. We can definitely showcase stuff. So. Yep. So,
it'd be pretty cool.
It definitely would be.
It's a new year, time to kick it up a notch.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, hope everyone's kicked off the new year right. I know everyone's kind of, they'll do the whole join the gym thing. I mean, I haven't joined the gym. I drove by, I looked at it. So, I mean, but I didn't walk in.
I quit the gym. We're gonna ride. We're gonna ride ourselves into shape.
That's it.
I just can't. I can't do it.
I can't either.
I last for I say I'm gonna go 3-4 times a week, and then I go 1 week for 4 times. The next week I go 3, and then I got a cold. I can't go, and
that's it.
And then I'm done. And then it's just 6 months later. I paid for 6 months worth of the gym, and I've gone maybe 20 times tops.
Yeah, I mean, there's no replacement for actual seat time on the bike. So.
No.
Yep. So.
Nope. And for us, for the lung capacity and stuff, for riding bicycles, I mean, your brother does it all the time with running and stuff.
Isn't it crazy? I haven't watched him recently. He's done any stupid races recently?
No, but he does stuff like lunch runs.
Oh,
and I'm looking at his Strava, and he titles it lunch run, and it's 15.94 miles.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's Sean, what are you doing?
Out for lunch. Yeah. Jason Orth, what kind of bicycles do you have? So what do you got for bikes?
So what I got Nice.
And I got the K2 mountain bike. I don't have anything fancy.
I have a Trek fuel. I went low end when I first started getting back in, so I bought a Fuel EX5, and I just picked up a Specialized Fat Boy.
Yep.
So.
And you're thinking for the higher bike for the e-bike, right?
I'd like to get a high bike for an e-bike. It's all going to depend.
I want the Sur-On,
you're going to Sur-On.
Yep. So I'm thinking this spring. I'm thinking tax time.
Oh yeah.
So the price is coming down. I saw again they were on sale again for $2,900.
That's cool.
$2,900.
That's cool.
Yep. So
I'm taking my Trek though, and I'm going to upgrade. It's a 2018 model with a 2x10 gear set on it. I'm going to get rid of that. Put a 1x11 on it. Mm-hmm. I was gonna sell it and get something new, but I'm like, you know what? I'm only in it for year 2. I really can't see spending a ton of money on it. So if I change the gear set, rebuild the suspension, just thrash it for another year and have some fun.
Yeah. So Keith Harrington wants us to sponsor him. We don't have anyone sponsoring us. How can we sponsor anybody else? That doesn't work for us.
I wish.
If we had enough to go around, we could. So.
Casey has the Trek. Dave, read it to me. I can't see it. Trek
A4500. Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
And that's another thing. If you guys ride mountain bikes, check out our other group, Northeast Mountain Bike or Northeast MTB.
Yep.
We have a couple of different ones. I mean, we work with, as most of you guys know, Old Men That Used to Race is what I started off with. And that's kind of kicked the spark that got everything going. Dave's Northeast MX. We got the pages. We got groups.
We linked everything together, and it's just grown.
It keeps exploded, going and going. So, we got YouTube channels, which Dave had some considerable success with the Travis Pastrana.
Totally
by accident.
Yep.
What's it got like? It's got to be
250,000
views on this video.
Yeah, well, he posted the video, and he put it up on Instagram only. And it was kind of funny. I went on YouTube and like, how's this not on YouTube? And I just went and pulled the video, reposted it, and boom, it just went.
It just kept going and going.
MXA picked it up.
Yep,
and
MXA picked it up.
And it was on their pages, and it just skyrocketed. Got me like over 400 new subs.
That's insane. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's halfway to monetization.
It is halfway. Yep.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, hey,
I'm stuck at 179. I can't even break the 180 sub mark. Damn it.
So well, we were neck and neck for a while.
I know.
And then I hit that home run, and you went, well, that's over.
I caught up to you, and then I was just like, oh.
that was deflating. But hey, we work together on things, so it's no big deal. So.
No, yeah, it doesn't make a difference. It's like friendly competition sometimes.
Absolutely. So, yep.
But it's just one of those things, like if you guys are on different platforms, Northeast MX, Old Men That Used to Race, we're pretty much on, I mean, you're Northeast MX 1 on Instagram. I know you don't do much on Instagram.
No, I don't. I should, but I don't.
I use Instagram a lot under Old Men That Used to Race. So.
I've dove in more on the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I picked up the other channel with 20,000 subs, and I've kind of really picked it apart and kind of what makes it. What's kind of funny is I with that Travis Pastrana video, legit, that hit the algorithm. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the algorithm hit, now like all the other videos I have are all bumped up. It's all about hitting that stride.
You got to have that. You got to have one that you got that just one gets you there.
Yep, one gets you there exactly. So
and with the Facebook pages and stuff, we got quite a number of followers and
on Facebook we figured out. We know we can hit this button and we can get 30 to 40 guys on live, and tomorrow it'll be 2,000 views.
Yep.
So and we appreciate the support, guys. It's fun. We enjoy doing it. It's a lot of laughs.
I love it when people message me with ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. We're open for any ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Gary Frank, Travis Pastrana, Suzuki's in New England now. I don't know. That's a good question.
Somebody bought one. Bought one. I saw John Sylvia.
Okay.
I think had one because Jonathan Collette was with it, and he said it was John Sylvia's bike, and it was one of the 450s.
Yeah, and I did find out from another resource that he only sold a handful, and he kept a large quantity. Armzilla stayed, obviously.
Yep.
The bike that he launched into the
bay.
The bay.
San Francisco Bay, the 125.
I think that one's his house, I believe. I think that one's staying. So there's I think the one he won the championship on. He still has that bike. Obviously, he's keeping that one.
Yep.
So, yeah. So
I think my favorite line of the whole thing was when Travis says, "You call Roger?" and his buddy goes, "It turns out he's not as disappointed in you as we thought."
That was great.
Even Travis didn't expect that because he started laughing.
Yeah. And you know what's good? That started a good topic I put up about the most influential riders the last 20 years.
Yes.
And honestly, my personal pick there, I really do pick Pastrana, and I pick him more because he used motocross as a platform to build extreme sports and to bring attention to what he does in between the rally car racing, freestyle motocross, and racing in general. Like what he did, self-branding, building.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it wasn't, there's people that race rally that never look at motocross,
they
and
never.
vice versa. And
now
it's so cool.
Now he's a household name.
He is, totally.
I mean, he's a household name. So
and the nicest guy. I mean, I've talked to him on several occasions, one-on-one. And he's just down to earth, just very humble. I think he genuinely knows that the fans gave him what he has.
Right.
And his parents raised him right. They really did. They really truly did.
Now, when you put that out, I was looking at it. I know I said I thought MC is probably the most influential rider just because of what he did pulling outside sponsorship into the sport and bringing it mainstream.
Yep.
And I know that we had guys in the late '80s like Jeff Glass, Surf Detergent. But he didn't have that star caliber that McGrath had.
Right.
I mean, and McGrath was able to land 1-800-COLLECT. And, I mean, a couple guys said, well, yeah, we had Bud Light, we had this. Yep. It's like, well, the reason he had Bud Light is because he showed the world that he could pull a sponsor like 1-800-COLLECT and maintain it, you know, and then he was able to pull bigger sponsors in because as soon as he left, Bud Light left. 1-800-COLLECT was, I mean, we were starting to get into cell phones, so you didn't need it. But
correct.
The big stuff was going away.
But you laugh. Think back to the commercials. I mean, the commercials were iconic.
Commercials were classic.
Yeah, they were. They really were. You know, and then, you know, you take different riders, like, I think brought different things to the sport. They were very, like...
They did.
You bring up McGrath. I brought up Pastrana. The other one would be RC. I think what RC brought is the pure fitness.
The fitness.
How to actually prepare... physically, mentally, and how to bring the sport to the level it's at today. You know, where nobody else previous to that, those guys weren't working out.
It was a case of, I mean, when you went back to the early 80s, Hannah used to say he would just go run. He would run and he would ride, and he was fit. Bailey trained hard. He was fit. Johnny O was probably the biggest trainer, Jeff Ward. But then it got away from it, and it kind of got into the party scene.
It did, yeah. Late 80s, 90s were party. It was all
and as much as I say MC, I mean, MC was great for bringing in the outside sponsorships. He kind of kicked off the whole freestyle movement when he introduced the knack-knack at the Supercrosses. But it was
the finish line sending the 125.
Somebody posted something about that the other day.
Yeah, sending it.
But it was definitely a different type of mentality and mindset. It's cool to see it progress and go through its phases. As it goes, it's almost like, you know, as the gear changes color.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of like this generation is cool. This is that. Which the flow gear, all that the new Answer stuff, the Pro Glow. That's pretty cool. I saw some of the other stuff out there. That's all. Oh man, it's coming back. It's coming back.
It's funny how history repeats itself, you know. But it's kind of funny though. You bring up a good point. Like I think some of the kids you brought up earlier about the podium interviews and these kids that just don't know how to talk.
They don't know how to talk.
And this, you know, what's kind of funny is I go back to the '90s. Nobody free rides anymore. There's nobody out there creating their own personality per se.
Nope.
They're and. I think it's key. I really do think it's key where you need your own thing. You got to be yourself. Be yourself. You know, have fun. You know, everyone started riding dirt bikes because they're fun. Everybody did. I don't care who it is. You really over your bike and you went, this is fun. So and don't let corporate suck the fun out of it. Don't.
I read an interview. Jody Weasel from MXA was talking about the vets and how the vets are what our sport is. And when the vets stop, the sport's going to stop.
Yeah, you and I just talked about that.
And we were just talking about it. And I think that's key because of the fact that the younger crowd's not coming in. The younger crowd, when they ride, they have to go to the races in a hauler with bikes. They got to have 5 or 6 mini bikes. And
I raced out of a pickup truck forever. So,
I mean, you go to the races. Who's going in a pickup truck anymore?
Yeah, barely anybody.
You know, the pickup trucks are guys like us that go to the yes, we go to the practice tracks. We can be the professional practicers, but hey, we're out there, we're riding, we're buying bikes, we're buying parts. Nobody's racing, you know, a lot of the time, but we're having a good time.
Right. Got to have fun. You got. We all started this because it was fun. Don't let you know the fun go away. It's you know, and I think a lot of the guys even at the pro level. I think back in the '90s, and the '80s, guys are still doing it because they love doing it. They love riding their bike. You like Travis says. He goes, I love riding my dirt bike. Still, I love riding my dirt bike.
That's what it's all about. I mean, that's why we do it. That's why we do it at the age. I mean, 52 years old. If when I was 20, if somebody said at 52 you'd still be riding a dirt bike and having fun. Like, no way.
No,
not going to happen.
My father-in-law thinks I'm crazy, but for years he didn't get it. But now he gets it. It's my therapy. To be honest, I have no business being on a bike. Never mind a 500. Seriously. But use my witness, partner in crime, I'll say. When you take the bike down to the track and you fire it up, it's something about it. You get all warm and fuzzy on the inside.
You're addicted to it. And I mean, and look at the guys. Look at the guys that are out there that are still competing. I just saw Carlo. Carlo checked in. Guys like Carlo Cohen, John
Carlo's
Dow.
on. Carlo, what's up? We getting Carlo on.
They are so fast.
They are.
Know, and I personally could say I raced with them, you know, back in the 80s and the early 90s, and they were fast then. They are still freaking fast. Age doesn't seem to affect them quite as much.
Michael DeZobo just put a post up. He says, the fun factor in MX is being lost, in part to large amount of money at stake. So, and he brings up a point there.
He does.
But then again, you and I talked about relative cost time of the year. You know, because back in the day, you know, it's...
So So what my point was back in like '88, when I was 20 years old, I was probably making $30,000 a year.
Yep.
And a KX250 might have been what, $3,000. You need two of them to get through the year, so that's $6,000 on that salary. And you need the parts, you need the traveling, everything. It's all kind of relevant when you look at a new bike. The top guys now, yes, bikes at $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. The top guys aren't paying $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. They're probably paying $8,000 or $9,000.
Yep.
But they're making one bike last for almost a whole season.
Yes.
It's costing them an arm and a leg to do it, so it kind of goes hand in hand. Racing is just a different form. It's changed. Everything's different. The motor's different. The way people get to the track's different. Everything's changed. But, I mean, if you really want to just ride and have fun, go to Marketplace and go buy a bike and build it. Like we talked earlier in the show. There's something about
the two-stroke movement's big right now. The restorations,
huge.
It's so cool to watch some of the bikes these guys are building, to see kind of the bikes that I used to love coming back to life.
Yep. And the really cool part about bikes now, when somebody takes a bike and they build a bike, there's so many companies out there with so many different products that they're making. You personalize the bike. I mean, we personalized our bikes back then, but you got guys like my '89. I wanted black rims on it. You know, I wanted this. I wanted it to look somewhat original. Back then, we made a bike look like the bike. That was it.
That's right.
Now you could do anything you want with a bike, and you can make it look as cool as you want. There's guys out there that are spending more money on a Craigslist 250 than they would buy a brand new 450 for.
Yeah. Casey just said, he goes, "You adjust for inflation." He goes, "My new bike is cheaper than my '98 was," and he's probably pretty accurate. It's probably pretty comparable. I don't know if it's cheaper per se, but I bet you it's close.
Yeah,
it's
it's different how the sport reacts. Where we had 15, 20-minute motos back 20, 30 years ago, we might have ridden 2 classes. Now you ride 4 classes, and you got 4 to 5 lap motos.
Yep.
And you're paying, it's like that's where the changes are going.
And I also wonder if it's because of the loss of riding areas. Once again, less and less riding spaces. So
less
you don't
riding
have that
spaces,
free
less
ride
practice.
Opportunity. Yeah.
You don't get to spend as much time on your bike. Also, the vet riders, the older riders, they don't particularly want to run.
Arthur Bosch reminded me about the green nipples.
Oh, Jesus.
Hank reminded me. Hank, green nipples. Thanks, Hank.
It is custom.
It is custom.
It is custom. Who just put up the laughing emoji on that one?
That was good. I'm guaranteed. Let me see.
It had to be Jacobite.
Jacobite, or was it Gary? It was Gary.
Gary, you better put some gold nipples on that RM when it's done.
Oh boy! Yeah.
Pink seat cover for the '86. How about the orange DMC seat covers?
What's funny is Casey, one of my old time friends. He started racing when fluorescent was popular. Now keep in mind, Casey goes about 6'4", 240 pounds, size like 18 foot. When he put on neon gear, you could see Casey coming from 3 states away.
Now when he puts up the picture of that '86, he's like 6'2", and he's like 100 pounds.
He's like 14 in that photo, though.
I know. His hair is down to his shoulders, but hey, all of our hair was down to our shoulders back
then.
Bam Bam. Yep.
He did, with the Megadeth shirt on.
Before you grow facial hair.
Yeah. So, Casey, I'm not picking on you, buddy. I still love you, man. I miss you.
But yeah, it's crazy when you start looking at it and you start thinking about it. I mean, it's easy for all of us to armchair it and tell, come up with whatever we think is our reasoning behind it. It's just a tough pill to kind of open up your mind and take a look at the whole picture. And when you start drilling down, trying to figure out, how to grow it, how to build it, what you can do with the people that follow you, you drive yourself nuts.
You can't.
Because really, it comes down to, for me, it comes down to one thing. It comes down to you either love to ride or you don't love to ride.
True.
And if you love to ride, you find a way to do it. If you don't love to ride, park it, you sell it, you get out of it.
I never got to the expert pro level. For me, it was always fun to do. I enjoyed it. I enjoy promoting. I like watching other people have fun. That's how I fell in love with the sport. So still to this day. I grew up riding off-road in the woods, and like I told you, I got forced into motocross because they shut down Miles Standish. I had no place to ride.
So you had to do something.
So that's how I wound up. I started riding Middleborough back in the 80s. And then I wound up racing. So that's how it happened.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a lot of us just, you get out, you start riding, you just fall in love with riding, and it becomes a part of you.
It does. And like you and I have discussed, I've met the best people that I've surrounded by are on 2 wheels.
Absolutely. I think a lot of the kids now they don't experience it. They're either pushed into it or they don't experience. We know kids that don't even ride bicycles. And back then, 2-3 years old, you were riding a bicycle.
Oh, I was riding a bike at 3. Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's relevant to what the kids want to do these days.
This stuff is having the impact on it, you know?
I think it's the phones. I think it's the fact that one of the points that I had said to you, and I thought about this a lot more since, the trophy generation.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to these sports and everybody gets a trophy, you go to a motocross race and only the top 3 or 4 guys get trophies and somebody doesn't get it.
Yep.
Their feelings get hurt and they don't go back and want to do it again.
It's funny you bring that. My daughter just got cut from the basketball team. She tried out and didn't make it. And she was all upset. And she actually said, can you call and see if there's anything? I said, no. I said, if anything, I'll buy you a basketball hoop and we can practice in this off season. I said, you need to get better.
Yeah.
And she was humbled by it. You know, she was upset. I mean, I have 3 daughters. So I deal with crying on a daily basis. You know, but you know, kudos to the coach. It's going to be a tough decision. I mean, they had 40 kids try out. It's only 5 kids on a basketball team.
Yep.
They took 12.
Yep.
So, and I told her, I said, hey, and she's a tall kid. She's a tall 13-year-old. I thought for sure they'd take her because of her height. But obviously, talent was deep, and then not enough there.
Yeah.
So, hey, it is what it is.
And I mean,
gotta get better.
I know that there's a lot of parents out there that say there's a lot of politics with coaches' kids and stuff like that. And there is. Our kids went through it. Sure. You know, that's been that way
forever.
When I was playing Little League 40 years ago, it was that way.
Yep.
You know, but I think the biggest thing is when we were coming up and we would race and we didn't get a trophy or we didn't make the race, it pissed you off and you went back and you rode harder and you practiced.
Sure. I think that's what makes motocross special is because it's an individual sport, not a team sport.
But I think a lot of the kids that experience it now don't want to put that work in. They want to just say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do something else.
Sure, right.
You know, and I think that's the difference. As Michael just said, the incentive.
Yep.
I don't think there's an incentive. The incentive, when you ride a motorcycle and you race, the incentive is right here.
Yeah.
It's your heart. You know, it's how much do you want to put into it? How much do you want this?
And be honest, and to me too, growing up, it was freedom. You know, Casey will attest to that. Like when him and I, we grew up, we were 9, 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yep.
We get on our bikes, we'd be gone for the whole weekend.
Yeah,
gone. Like you'd
be out with your friends.
Casey's dad and my dad would go, there's 5 gallons of gas, and he'd be like, see you later, goodbye. You know, and we wouldn't, I mean, Sunday night, it'd be like, we go home for dinner. I mean, we're gone. I mean, see you later.
That was your social area. And now it's like, that's where this comes into it because a kid can go home and sit on his couch and he can connect with all of his friends.
Yep.
You know, so the freedom aspect of it is
Yep.
It's different. It's just different. It's a whole different age.
Yep.
You know, you can't make somebody feel what we felt.
No, you can't. I mean, it's tough. You can never repeat history, so they say.
No, exactly.
But if anything, I'm hoping that we're bringing the passion back. I think at some level. So
yeah, I mean, even if all we do is we reignite it in the guys that might have shuffled it aside over the years, which I'm finding we're doing a lot, because a lot of those people have grandkids now.
Yep.
And some of the coolest things is to see kids with parents and grandparents and parents letting kids go out and ride, and whether they like it or they don't like it, let them decide.
Yes,
because some of them are going to like it.
My mom was terrified of it. Even when I started racing, she was terrified. And then when she came and she actually checked it all out, and she was blown away at just how much of a family atmosphere and the support of everybody to do it.
Right.
You couldn't do it on your own. It's impossible. So,
yep. But that's I think. In order for the sport to grow, I think we're working on our part about reigniting it and connecting people back with their spark and their passion for riding. We're doing what we're doing.
Casey Bates just put down, he said, we used to ride from Cape Way, and we used to go out the night before, and we'd hike gas cans along the route. And we would, because we could go down to the canal, eat at the seafood shanty, then we would ride back. And on the trails, it was, depending where you went, it was 2-3 hours off-road. I mean, and it was a hell of a run. So I don't think you can do that anymore. I think it's blocked off.
I think it's all blocked off.
Yep, so.
But I mean, that's what it's all about. Is it's up to us that love the sport to introduce the younger crowd to it.
It is,
and probably, I don't know. Maybe I'll get some flack for saying this, but not get mad when a kid doesn't just fall in love with it.
Yeah,
because
and don't be that parent to push your kid into something he doesn't want to do. I've seen way too much of that. I witnessed that with Supercross in Wareham. Parents screaming at their kids, and I said a couple things. I felt like it had to be said. Like, listen, if he doesn't want to do it, don't push him.
Yep.
Doesn't want to do it. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's no one pushed me. I grabbed it. I started like Hank did, riding BMX.
Yep.
And then soon thereafter, I'm like, I need an engine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you from my own personal experience now. I've been involved with motorcycles probably 35, maybe longer, maybe 38, 39 years.
Yep.
there's only been maybe 4 or 5 of the guys that I've met, that I've known, and I've had the pleasure to race with, that became factory riders.
There you go. Right.
And really only a couple of, I mean, some of them were just support. They weren't a paid salaried rider.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously John and Doug were paid. They were factory riders, but
Archer Ham put a good post up. He's kind of got a good point. I thought about this the other day. It's not just motocross. It's kind of every sport.
It is.
How many kids do you see anymore playing like pond hockey?
Right.
You really don't.
You don't.
Back when I was growing up, as soon as the bogs were frozen, we'd be playing
You'd be
hockey
out there.
all the time, all winter long. I'd be riding on the bogs. I'd start up tires. I'd have the bike out there. We'd have a big bonfire.
Yep.
Casey would be out there. We'd all out there. You don't see that anymore. You don't. Think about it. When was the last time you drove by and saw a bunch of kids playing hockey in a pond?
Never.
Not in the last 20 years.
Not in years.
It's a good point. Good point, Art. That's a really good point.
Well, that's because you actually have to shovel the snow off the ice to be able to do it.
This is true. We used to do that. We would shovel off the bog.
That's right.
We would.
But you can't get kids to shovel driveways.
I know. Right?
Never mind shoveling something that they want to do.
Yeah, right. So, yep.
Empty two-strokes. Empty two-stroke oil bottles of gas to the... Yeah,
Yes,
we certainly would.
Whatever it would take. It would take.
We would look for... We'd be out in the pits and somebody runs out of gas and we'd be
siphon
looking for...
out the other combine. What do you got left?
We go over to wherever anybody was partying and take the empty beer bottles and siphon the gas that way and put it in the bike so they can get home.
Yep. Oh, completely. And, and I go back to, our road, one of the best places we used to ride, Plimpton. It was like a mini Glamis. It was... The ride there was a blast.
I remember the hair scramble that was down there. It was looked like it was so much fun.
Yeah, UPS of Brockton. That's right, Joe Orlando. Yeah, there's a lot of those old riding areas are all gone.
Yeah,
all gone.
We had Norfolk. We had where my house is. We had the power lines with the scramble track. That was something that Cliff Frazee had put together in I think the late '60s. Yep. We had a sand pit right there. We'd go through the woods. We had another sand pit. We had all kinds of area to ride. And it's all houses now. Other than the track is still there, but there's houses right up to the edge of it.
Yeah. In case you just remember the picture of him on his neon pink green.
Oh geez.
KX125 with his mullet. It's right here on my screen, but I can't share it over here. So. Yeah. So too funny.
But I mean, really, it's like those of us that we know it, we love it. It's kind of up to us to spread it and help. Introduce the younger generation to it. If they love it, they love it.
Encourage it. Don't force it on them, but expose them to it. So.
Exactly.
Yes, right. Don't whatever you do. I mean, pardon my language, don't be that asshole parent. Just seriously, don't. I mean, we've all witnessed it. We want to go and punch the guy in the face, like, knock it off. Stop.
As we talked about earlier in the show, my oldest son says I'm that asshole parent, but that was because he stuffed me in a video game.
Yeah. Once again, we have to get Nick on the phone. So
you want to get the other story?
I want to get the other side of this. There's 2 sides to every... Actually, there's 3 sides to every story. There's his side, your side,
and then
the
somewhere
truth,
in the middle.
Marie's side.
Marie's side. I don't know. Were you even there? Were you there the day that I got mad at Nick?
She's not going to talk.
I didn't know if she was working.
Yeah. So we're an hour and a half in. I got nothing else here. So, yep. But,
all I got is Fantasy Supercross. RMFantasySX.com. Join it. Make your picks. Join our group. Browse groups. Old men that used to race.
Yep. So keep active in the groups. Keep posting bikes, information.
Yep.
Winter's here. Let's pass these short days quickly.
Yes. So, yes. Mad Skills MX.
Yes.
If you're on it,
don't quit, Jim.
Yes,
please don't.
I won't quit. I won't quit. I might forfeit a few races, but I won't quit.
Yeah, all right.
Get on. If you're not on it, get on it.
And what's your username on that?
My username is Captain71.
Captain71. Yes, and I am MX Cobra 46.
Yep.
So, and I think Lee is what, MX Lee 36.
Yeah. Ralph is Bug Death.
Dead Bug or Bug Death.
Death.
He's on. His screenshots up there. Yeah. So add Ralph. He's easy to beat.
Dickie Davis is.
I can tell you
something 367.
Yeah, I can tell you what Dickie is. Hang on.
But once you get in, you're going to start seeing people on there.
Right. Right.
So Mad Skills MX2.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mad Skills. Who are some of the usernames here that we've got? Let's see.
If anybody wants to do any mountain biking this winter, join our group, Northeast Mountain Bike, Northeast MTB. And I post where we ride. We try to ride Thursday nights, lights, cold weather gear. This week we're at Adams Farm in Walpole. It's going to be a great ride. I got a few new people coming, so it's going to be a good time. Usually Jeff Martell comes. We bring a grill or we bring some food. Hang out afterwards, maybe have a couple of brews.
Yeah, Lee is MX Lee 136. Rich Frank is Rich Frank 13. Hank is Hank B72. Ralph is Bug Death.
Hey, what's Gary Frank? Oh, that's right. Nothing, because you can't play it on a flip phone.
That's a low blow. Dickie is Dickie 367. Yep. So And what's that? Adam Sears is also fast. Oh, yeah, Tom Lyons is PM Tom 48. He's also one of the faster guys. I have to look through here.
So guys,
my brother plays, but he's pretty fast. He's Sean Run Golf.
Nice.
Yeah,
so get on it.
Adam Sears is no wing, no prayer.
It's fun. It's a blast. We make fun of me getting angry at the phone, but it's cheap entertainment. It's cheap entertainment. It is fun.
Yep.
It's highly addictive.
You can pay to upgrade your bikes.
Yep.
I did not. So I know a lot of other people have. I think you might have spent a few bucks.
I might have been known to spend a $5 here or a $5 there to get a little bit more horsepower so I could clear some of the jumps.
That's right. So much for that PE. PE 175 is quickly retired. So Supercross
St. Louis.
Yes.
This week.
Yep.
It's on a different time. NBC Sports, if somebody knows the time, post it.
Yes.
I think it's a little earlier in the day.
I think it is. I think it's a 2-hour differential. It's 2 hours early, right?
Yep.
Yeah, St. Louis.
But for the fantasy, everybody get your picks in. The way that the group ranking works is from the average pick of the group. So whatever, or average points scored in the group per person. So
Phil Benito says the first fundraiser could be to get Gary a smartphone.
A smarter phone.
Smarter phone.
We're too long. He's had to give the computer. He's got to give the laptop back to his son by now.
Yeah, Gary, you still watching? Or did you lose your laptop privileges? So, all right, cool. And we will be back here next week, back on schedule.
Well, you're going A2.
Is that next week already? I might not be. Yeah, you're right.
Is it next week? No, Glendale. No. Glendale's next week, so it's the week after.
It's the week after, correct.
So we'll
next
be
week we'll be
next week we'll be
2
here.
weeks away, yes.
Yeah.
2 weeks is a chance I'll be in California. It's still up in the air, 50-50. I have to see what's going on.
I will try to do some research. My homework is to try to figure out that whole AMA, FIM, why they went to it, and
I know that Casey's going to go with me to A2 in 2 weeks if he's
nice.
I have to pick him up though. I have to do his Uber ride from.
Wait a minute,
crap! He's going to fly into
LA.
LA.
He freaking flies.
I know he does. Well, actually, I told him. I said
he should be your Uber ride.
Technically, but I told him, I said, if I book Delta, can I fly shotgun? And he sent me some lengthy form. I got to fill out some political PC shit. So,
Tell him,
no.
I only want 10 minutes in the cabin, and I want first class with the stewardess handing me everything.
No, I don't even drink. I just
no, but you can get dinner. And
give me the controls. Just let me.
Let me fly the plane.
So
passengers in the back of me going, we get turbulence.
I've known Casey a long time, and I know that he would he would do whatever he can in his power to let me fly that 737.
Have you seen the meme with the guy outside the passenger window with a jet holding up the sign that says, "I'm your pilot"? Why do I picture Casey's face with that sign outside your window?
Yeah, he just said, he goes, David gave you the flight number. He did. You know I'd be texting you going with me with my selfie inside the cockpit. You'd be going, oh no, there's two crazy motocross guys flying a coast-to-coast flight. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's right. Oh boy, have you heard the term "buzz the tower"?
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Watch this.
Damn that guy.
Yeah, so unbelievable. So, all right, guys, that's all we've got. So we'll tune back in next week, 8 o'clock, and even from the West Coast, we can still do it remote.
We can do it remote.
Yeah, we will, although. Yeah, I can do a switcher.
Yeah.
We'll have to renew. Yeah, speaking of which, we tried the new software.
Depends if you're still working at 5 o'clock in the afternoon out there, though.
I can make time.
All right.
Yeah, I know a guy that's in charge. So.
Make your picks. Get your picks in.
That's right. It's a 767. It's even bigger than I thought.
Oh, boy. The more people that get their picks, the better off our group will be. So
That's right. So get in there. Casey, get in Fantasy Supercross, will you?
We'll try to recap the top 5 again next week.
Yes.
And I'll try to bring my reading glasses, try to remember that so I can actually see.
I'm going to have Gary get my picks in for me. Oh, wait a minute. I saw his list he gave me. It's sketchy. So
Cooper Webb. I'm going to go Cooper Webb, Justin Barsha, Adam Cianciarulo, Blake Baggett, and Jason Anderson. I am leaving Tomac and
who's your 10th
Roxy out. No, it's 14th this week.
It's 14th.
Wild card
moves.
is 14th
Does that move?
this week.
I already know that moves around. Okay.
Last week, Zach Osborne finished 14th, but that's not regular. So Dean Wilson was back there. I might have to go with. You know what?
Yep.
I'm gonna pick Chad Reed this week for wild card. I'm going to pick Chad Reed for the wild card.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to give out my picks yet. So I have to see what I put in there first. But I think I'm going to put Roxon a little higher. I think the old man's going to do a little bit better.
Well, see, that's the thing. Cianciarulo might put him a little higher.
Yep. Casey Bates. It's only 415,000 pounds of aluminum. What could go wrong? How much weight and fuel?
Aluminum burns too, you know.
So anything burns at the right,
at the right temperature.
at the right flash point. So.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I don't want to go anywhere near that plane.
Phil Bonino says, third AC? No way. He's calling your shit out. Says,
He is. I know, Phil. I know. I think Cooper's over the flu this week, and I think he takes it. And the reason I say AC is third because I think Barsha had him covered.
See, I think
even if they didn't crash.
I don't know. I almost want to go AC, Barsha, Roczen for some reason, and then Webb maybe after that. I don't know for fifth. I don't know. Well, who knows? You don't know. You know what? The one thing this is showing us, I think the field is stacked deep. Like
it's stacked deep. So, and the other thing it is, I'm going to actually go on record and say Webb scares the shit out of me.
All right, we'll have to see. So, and Michael DeZobo, he says, great show tonight. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate it, bud.
All right, guys. Well, thanks to everybody who watched and hung in there.
That's it.
Hopefully we provided some entertainment for you guys on
Hopefully
Tuesday
we did.
night.
That's right. So we'll see you next Tuesday. So, all right, guys. Have a good night.